Hey, ¿qué onda? Buenos dias, ¿qué pasó, amigos? Welcome back to John's Moto Garage. We are going to go check out a motorcycle for Jackie. It's a Sportster Iron 883. I'm a big fan of these bikes, and Jackie and I are both curious to see how she does and how it stacks up to stuff like the Vulcan and some of these other entry-level beginner motorcycles. So we're going to go check it out. Stay tuned. There's an interesting backstory behind this specific motorcycle as well. So lots of fun stuff to come. Like and subscribe if you dig it. Let's jump into it. Shout out to my sponsors, Get Lowered Cycles. Check them out, link below. All right, let's roll. All right, you guys, so here's the crazy thing. Obviously this is a Iron 883 Sportster. I think it's a 2013. Kind of sad. It's pathetic. I don't even know the year of the bike I just bought. And you may be wondering and asking yourselves why I didn't do a very thorough and test ride or walk around or any of that on the motorcycle. Well, the crazy story behind this bike is I actually already owned this. That's right. This is the bike that I had driven up to Camp Verde some while back and purchased. And then I sold it. I only did like one video on it, and I sold it just shortly before Jackie started her channel. And I remember her and I were talking about doing her channel, and I remember thinking, dang, that would have been the perfect bike for it. I even told her, I was like, that would have been perfect. You know, the price was right. I like the color, the mileage was good. So for Jackie, this really is, arguably a perfect beginner's motorcycle. Anyway, I considered hitting the guy up and being like, hey, can I buy that bike back from you? And then I thought, nah, whatever, I'll just leave it be. And some while later, whatever, a month and a half later or so, Jackie is on Facebook Marketplace. She's like, hey, check out this Sportster. This actually looks like a good deal. And she shows it to me. I'm like, pretty sure that's the bike I sold like a month ago. And long story short, we hit the guy up, and yeah, well, here we are buying the Sportster for a second time. But this time we'll probably hold on to it. At minimum, we'll have Jackie try it out and see what she thinks. Yeah, I'll do some videos on it. The cool thing about the Sportster, and one reason why I think it'll be a little bit better for Jackie, is these are very narrow. They sit a lot lower, and they're a little more comfortable, seating position, ergonomics are a little bit more comfortable on this than on your Triumph Bonneville or Triumph Thruxton. That bike is a lot more aggressive. I'm trying to find a place where we can load this up in the truck. I'd love to just ride it home. Maybe Jackie will just let me ride it home, I don't know. And another thing is, I saw a video after selling this bike of a guy doing a sit-down wheelie on this bike stock, the exact same color and everything. I think all he had done, I think he put like a different seat on it, but basically stock. And so I also think it'd be cool to try that out. But with it being Jackie's bike, I won't beat it up too much, And it's still got that classic kind of old school cool look to it, just very bare bones. In fact, these were always Jackie's favorite bikes, in addition to the Bonneville. You know, it was always kind of a toss-up between this and the Bonneville for her. So here's a park. Yeah, maybe we'll let the kids play at the park a little bit. We're gonna have to park it like over here. Yeah, over there's plenty of open spots. Easy to drag a foot peg on these things. You know, that truck suits Jackie well. I picked up this truck some while back. I had a Toyota Tundra, the first gen, that I really loved. Sold it thinking I could get away without having a truck. We bought like an adventure van over the summer to do some road trips, and we planned on keeping that. And I was just going to get a trailer to do the motorcycle stuff. We kind of realized that adventure van wasn't going to be the best family wagon, if you will. It's just horrible gas mileage and not the most comfortable thing to drive around. So long story short, we sold the adventure van, and then I was stuck without any way of transporting my motos. And so that's how we ended up with this truck. I would have gotten another Tundra, but they always want a premium price tag for those Tundras, you know. All right, girl, you ready? This is your new bike.
I'm not riding that.
I'm gonna have you load it up, okay? Haha. On that one. All right, we're back at the casa, and here's the bike. Beautiful motorcycle. So stay tuned. We will have Jackie trying this out on her channel, and then I will certainly have some fun on it over here on my channel. But there you have it, the Sportster Iron 883. I sold this one about a month and a half ago, and here we are with it in our possession once again. Beautiful motorcycle. So I guess it was just meant to be. And I've done a lot of videos about the Harley Davidsons, especially about the Sporties, and they get a bad rap sometimes, but I think overall the general consensus I get is they are rad motorcycles from other people, and that's right in line with my thoughts as well. I'm a huge fan of these bikes, both the 883 and the 1200. Personally, if I had to pick one, I'd probably go for the 1200, but the 883 definitely has its place as well. And so today I'm going to jump on, take this bike for a quick spin, go over some of the things I like and dislike about the bike, primarily the things I like though, because I think there are a lot of awesome things about this motorcycle. All right, now one of the things I want to just get out of the way right out of the gate, a lot of people say the Sportsters are girls' bikes, and I've always said, yes, a girl can ride a sporty, but a dude can ride one as well. And dude, I think we're better than that in this day and age. It's no girl's bike, boy's bike. It's whatever bike it wants to be and whoever wants to ride it. But these bikes are wicked fun. So for starters, you throw a leg over and they're super narrow. You got this peanut tank. You can easily flat foot it, and you got kind of that bobber style, almost cafe racer bobber style combined. I'm a fan of the mid controls for the handling wise, but you can do forward controls if you dig that. But you'll see, even in the 883 for a cruiser, you jump on, it's got plenty of grunt to it. It gets up and goes. You can handle freeway speeds okay. But anyway, let's get into some of the things I really dig about the motorcycle. So for starters, the styling. I've always been a huge fan of the Sportster style, especially the peanut tank, just that classic kind of minimalist look to it. Nothing over the top, it's just bare bones, just sticking to the basics. Obviously that's subjective, but I'm a big fan of the styling, and there's no doubt a lot of the other brands have tried to replicate more or less what Harley does with their styling, especially with the Sportsters. And keep in mind, I'm not a Harley loyalist by any means. I've got all kinds of motorcycles in my garage, but I do think Harley sets a lot of the trends, and I don't think it's any different with the Sportster here. Secondly, there's something fun about a bike that's not just over the top, super fast, super powerful. The Sportster is not a super fast, powerful bike
at least in its stock form, especially on the Iron 883. But you can get on this bike, and you know the old adage, it's funner to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. That's kind of what I get with this. You can get on it, you can be open throttle, you don't feel like you're gonna kill yourself, but you're having a blast, and you still feel like you're going fast and you're moving. If you've ridden big baggers or big touring bikes or even sport touring bikes or leader bikes, then you can relate. You jump on a small bike like this and it's like riding a trike, you know. You could just, like I said, throw it around and have fun on it. The ergonomics are awesome. It's not one that you're gonna probably be comfortable on for the really long rides, but for zipping around town, it's just about perfect. Now buying new, obviously you're gonna be spending a lot of money, but still relative to the other options out there in the Harley lineup, these ones are gonna be the cheaper, on the cheaper end of the spectrum. But on the used market, you can sometimes get these things for the 3 to 4K range. That's right, 3 to 4,000 bucks. So you're spending the same amount that you would if you went out and got a Honda Shadow 750 or like a Vulcan 900, Suzuki Boulevard, those entry-level to middleweight cruiser bikes. You're not necessarily spending more. Again, this is on the used market. You're not necessarily spending more on your pre-owned Harley Davidson. Take this one for example, 2013 Iron 883 Sportster. I paid less for this than if I were to go out and get a Shadow Phantom 750, for example. Now, it's not to say that this is objectively a better bike than the Shadow 750, and typically Harley gets that bad rap for being super expensive, and that's not necessarily the case, and definitely not with some of these used Sportsters that you can pick up. There we go. Another awesome thing, super low to the ground, you can scrape metal if you choose to. If you want to, you don't have to. But when you get into the leans there, it doesn't take much. But really there is a lot to like about the Harley Sportsters. Again, it all's going to come down to what type of motorcycle you're looking for and what your preferences are. But the Sporty is one that no matter what type of riding I'm into, I can jump on one of these and I always seem to have a fun time. It reminds me a lot of the Yamaha Bolt. Anyway, I don't want to beat a dead horse with the Sportster. I've done lots of videos on them already, but they will always be one of my favorite motorcycles just overall. Alright guys, John's Motor Garage, that's gonna do it. Drop a comment below. Have you ever ridden a Sportster? If you have, what are your thoughts on it?
Anyway, like and subscribe if you dig the content. We'll hit you on the next one. Adios, nos vemos.